Okay, good morning. I'm Dave Denoon. I want to welcome you to our conference on looking at long-run trends in Chinese economic growth. About half of you have been to prior conferences and you know something about our center, but I'm just going to say a few things so you know how we approach things. We try to have a combination of both economics and foreign policy questions. The economics that we do includes this conference, plus a series of dinner seminars where we have presentations, mostly from people in the New York area, but not entirely. And what we try to do is identify current issues that are of importance to U.S.-China relations. We also commission individual papers. We've done one on the Idai-Lu, One Belt, One Road. We've also done another one looking at long-term trends in Chinese foreign policy. And the other half of what we do at the center is to look at U.S.-China relations, hopefully from a different angle than other organizations have done. One of the things that we've done is to set up a 3-volume series of books. The first book is out, the one dealing with Central Asia, and then we have a book on Southeast Asia, and we have one on Latin America. And in those books, what we're trying to do is look at the interaction between the U.S. and China in those regions and trying to make generalizations about how they interact. The reason we chose those 3 was they're all regions where neither China nor the U.S. is completely dominant. So there could be competition, and what we tried to do was look at the nature of the competition. So in the Central Asia book, if any of you are interested, we can get you a copy. What we found was that China's focus was almost exclusively on economic performance and gaining natural resources, oil and gas, some metals, and also trade, whereas the U.S. focus is almost exclusively on strategic issues. Now that the U.S. will be withdrawing from Afghanistan and playing probably a smaller role in Central Asia, that strategic element is gone. We compare that to Southeast Asia, where there's a lot of direct competition between China and the United States. In Latin America, there's also a great deal of economic competition, but not much strategic competition. So what we've tried to do in these books is give you a sense for how those different relations are developing. And periodically, we commission other work on either foreign policy or economics that we consider timely. Now, what we try to do with these annual conferences is invite specialists, all people who know something about China, who have something to contribute to the discussion. So what we are doing today is having 3 panels, one looking at macroeconomic issues, one looking at the question of demography and how the demographic patterns in China will affect its long-term economic growth, and then a panel on productivity. So each of these is important for specialists. What we're going to try to do is have the panel presentations be relatively short, 10 to 12 minutes. Then you'll have plenty of time for discussion. So when you do, please follow the moderator and please try to ask a question rather than making speeches. We have some very talented people who we brought in to New York for this, and we look forward to getting their insight and comments. So with that, let me wrap up. What I'd like is for the first panel to come up, and Matt Nimitz, the moderator, will lead off with a very brief set of comments about our speakers. Thank you.